Hello, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing? I'm doing fine, way better than yesterday. I actually had such a good afternoon. I went out into the forest and just spent some time on my own. I was the usual, observing myself, thinking about life, letting go of my old self and stuff. It was pretty cool, it was healthy. Today I'm wearing a cap because I have so much hair. I need to go to the hairdresser, but I don't really feel like it. But on the other hand, I kinda enjoy having messy hair because I used to stress a lot when I was 16 about how I look and how people would see me, and now I just don't care as much anymore. I'm vibing it, I like my hair because it's a lot of it, it's long, it's kinda whoa. I stressed about a lot of things when I was younger, 15, 16, 17, when I was in high school, basically after primary school. Yeah, it was just probably the toughest era of my life, like generally speaking. I didn't have the lowest lows back then there, but like generally I felt very disconnected from myself. I didn't know who I was. I was trying to fit in into some toxic society. But the thing is that I actually went to a pretty cool high school. It was more for the better students who got enough points, and I had really good grades in primary school. I also had really cool schoolmates. Actually I had a pretty good experience overall, but the thing is that I just didn't find my place anywhere. And now that I look back, I see that I just was so different. I wanted to fit in, I wanted to have friends, I wanted to be part of the company. I did that, but it just didn't feel good. I didn't feel genuine. I didn't say things I would actually say. And I saw that I actually had the same behaving patterns even later in my life, like even a couple months ago, half a year ago, I guess. With my other friends, I wouldn't be myself. And if you're not yourself, then you're pretending to be someone else, and your soul doesn't like that. Nonetheless, I grew a lot since then, and I've learned quite some stuff. And today I would like to go through everything I stressed about way too much, and I really needed someone to tell me to stop. To start things off, when you get older, you will see that what you are stressing about now doesn't matter at all. I know this doesn't make sense, but trust me, you worry way too much. And that's true. The thing is that when we stress about stuff, we think that it's gonna last forever and that nothing will change. But change is a constant, like everything changes, we change, things change. And even though it doesn't feel like it at the moment, the fact is that it will pass. You can always look back and see and remember how you felt about certain stuff that you really didn't feel good about. And maybe you remember that you thought it was just gonna last forever, but like here you are, you don't feel like that anymore. You have grown so much, and that thing obviously didn't stick with you for so long. It is fucking okay to feel whatever you are feeling. No emotion, no thought is wrong. This is a powerful one because it targets basically everything I have been struggling with consciously. I'm not gonna go into details on what that was particularly because I also don't really remember, but there certainly were some things, probably with girls. Goddamn, why do I struggle with love so much? It's kind of weird. We are humans, and whatever we feel as humans is a human thing. Like, that makes sense, right? It's nothing weird if you feel anything because it's coming from your mind, and your mind is, well, it's a part of our bodies, it's a part of our human bodies, and our human bodies came from nature, and nature is natural, and so are we. So yeah, we stress way too much about certain things. Mostly because of social conditioning. People tell us what is okay to think about, what is okay to feel, and what is not, but that's a point missed totally. I understand we are still a pretty primitive society and we are finally starting to evolve as collective. But yeah, well, at this point in time, we might struggle a bit longer. Just know that whatever you are feeling, whatever you are thinking is okay. Girls want real men, so don't try to be a perfect guy so much. Be yourself, that's the most attractive you can get. I really wanted to be someone who would be attractive, and so when talking to girls I would actually say things I thought I had to say and not things I would actually say. Yeah, I was basically just faking it again, and when you fake it, you don't appear as genuine, and you get it, is to me now so important and so attractive. There are so many fake people out there, and when you find a real one, like the one who doesn't pretend, like it's such a good person to hang out with. I was focusing way too much on trying to be someone who is capable of having a girlfriend instead of focusing on becoming my true self, and by doing so you actually become self-confident because you know what you want and you just enjoy your life better and you become more open, and as your heart chakra opens, girls feel that, or boys, whoever you're after. School isn't as important as everybody makes it seem. Study, work hard, but primarily to learn, to study and work, not because what you are learning is important. I was going to, I don't know what the word is in English, but this high school was like a general one. It wasn't focused on one direction. And so we were learning about everything, basically. It was like primary school on steroids. And I had so much pressure on my chest, on myself, because everybody was taking it so seriously, and I was like a 15, 16-year-old kid there and didn't really know what life is and what things are important, and so obviously I would just believe that's the reality, and I would take it so freaking seriously. Like it would drain my energy so much. I even got tics, like it's like certain movements that you do that you're unaware of. I mean, you know you do it, but it's just like, it's kind of like that. It's so annoying. I remember when going from the bus station to my home, I would like stop every few steps and look down on my feet, like for no reason. And I strongly believe that's because I was experiencing so much pressure from studying and from teachers and the grades for the tests and stuff. It was crazy, and like it's so unhealthy. It's absurd how we still allow that to be true. It's basically killing a child's personality. It's crazy. It's a topic for another video, but don't stress so much about school. It's really not as important as everybody makes it seem. It's important to get to know yourself and then see what you actually want in life, not to have all the best grades. I'm sure just a disclaimer, this system still is as it is. So maybe if you know exactly to which college you want to get, and if you need a lot of points, a lot of good grades, well then obviously you will have to study hard, but you can still learn to not take school personally and study hard at the same time. So it's healthy for you, but you still have good grades. You don't have to have everything figured out. Everything will get clear eventually. What you should be focusing on now is getting to know yourself, so when them goals come, you will execute it like no other. There's so much pressure out there on us young people, because everybody expects us to know what we want in life, to know what our jobs will be, to know what we want to pursue, and that's like nonsense. Are you freaking crazy? Like, we've barely came out of our parents' hands. We've barely started to learn how to live on our own. Like, where are these actual purposes and jobs? Like, that's crazy. You can't expect young people to know what they want if you're telling them constantly who they are not. If you're telling them life is hard, you gotta go to school, have good grades, and then get a 9-to-5 job eventually. Will they even think about what they actually want? Well, no, because you got them trapped in this box where you can only have a 9-to-5 job and where you can only have good grades. You won't be thinking outside the box, right? Because you don't know other things are possible. And I needed so much fucking time to get out of myself, to like kind of wake up in some way and be like, oh, well, life is way more than I thought it was. And so I started exploring myself, but it was so hard because nobody would understand me because people are dumb. They believed what their parents told them and they think they have to tell the same thing to others. It's just, yeah, it just makes no sense. And so if you're struggling, if you're like me in some way, just know it is possible. Anything you can imagine is possible. You just gotta be consistent. You may have trouble believing that because literally everybody around you is telling you you can't do it. That's why it's so important to get rid of these people. But it is possible. It is so possible. And once you get there, you will understand why it was worth pushing and why it was worth giving it a shot in the first place. I'm gonna end it here because this video is already pretty long. Just to summarize everything up, this high school period for me was so tough, so hard, but it also made me see things in a bigger perspective because, you know, every struggling is an opportunity for growth. You just gotta let that be. But also if you're so young, like, don't worry about that shit so much. It's you'll be fine. You have so much time. Even I'm 22 and I still have so much time. It's a good thing to know because you can kinda take life more easily and relax and enjoy it more. And a fun fact is that once you enjoy it more, better things happen to you. Thanks so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.